Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back. I was waiting. I couldn't wait to get to this episode. We are James J. Trey Martin and Brian Arndt, BA. We are your hosts for BW Flix, the average movie critics, and we are back. Sorry, we've been away for the past couple of weeks. It's mostly my fault because I've been having some things going on, personal family matters and different things like that. But we're back to you live and direct right now. Getting ready to bring you some live action in regards to, like you just saw on the screen, Independence Day and Independence Day Resurrection. 20 years between two movies. We're gonna get into that, but how you doing, Brian? I hope you well, my man.
I'm doing absolutely outstanding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. And in spite of different things, man, I could say I'm doing well as well. And I'm here doing what I love to do is critique movies after doing what I even love to do even more is watch them, even the bad ones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we gonna get straight ahead, and we got, without further ado, we're gonna get into the first movie. Our first movie came out in 1996. It is Independence Day. It was a summer blockbuster. I remember the day I went to go see it. I was in the army. I was 21 years old. I was 21 years old. I was in the middle of AIT in the army in San Antonio, Texas, at Fort Sam Houston, and I went to go see this movie. And I don't want to get into what I thought of the movie because I want to save that for later towards the end of the movie. But let's just say the movie made a lot of money and off of a semi low budgeted movie. But I'll let you get into that. Let's go into the superlatives of the movie, please, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. Independence Day, as we said, it is a 1996 film directed by Roland Emmerich. It was written by Dean Devlin and Ronald Emmerich. Starred Will Smith as Captain Steve Hiller, Bill Pullman as President Thomas J. Whitmore, Jeff Goldman as David Levinson, Mary McDowell as the First Lady, Marilyn Whitmore, Judd Hirsch as Julius Levinson, that's David Levinson's father, Robert Loggia as General William Gray, may he rest in peace, Randy Quaid as Russell Case, as Crazy One, and Margaret Collin as Constance Spano, Whitmore's White House communications director, and Debbie Levison's ex-wife. Let's not forget about Vivica A. Fox, who plays Will Smith's or Stephen Hiller's girlfriend, Jasmine DeBrow. She's a dancer, by the way. Like she wants to famously
to say the least.
Other than that, other characters in this: Harvey Feinstein as Marty Gilbert. He's the guy that works in the newsroom with David Levinson, and Secretary of Defense James Rippon. You'll know him as the sniveling guy, and Adam Baldwin, and of course Brent Spiner, known for his Star Trek days at this time because in New Jersey, yeah, he was Data. But he played that role really well in this movie too, really well. Other notables was Harry Connick Jr., country singer at the time, but and jazz guy at the time. He played Marine Captain Jimmy Wilder, friend of Hiller, Steve Hiller, and yeah. So we're going to go on from that point with all the star studs in this movie. Cinematography was done by Carl Walter Lindenlaub. Music was by David Arnold. Production company was 20th Century Fox and Centropolis Entertainment. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. It was released on July 3rd, 1996, which we're assuming is a Friday because July 4th, of course, would have been a Saturday, and I don't think they release movies on a Saturday unless it's a really special thing. But anyway, running time is 145 minutes. The budget, check this out, people. Now, you know this is a blockbuster. $75 million to make this movie. And in 1996, that was a lot of money. But the box office was $817.4 million. That's a lot of dinero, man, for that movie.
Without a doubt. without a doubt. In 1996, man, I mean, they just short of a billion, and that was ridiculous. Now big budgeted movies now are cost a billion to make.
Mm-hmm.
And some people make it, and then of course they recoup in like $2 and $3 million for certain movies, like we're talking about Avengers and different things like that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this was a surprise hit, man, for that summer of '96. And like I said, I went to the movie theater. I fairly okay. I don't want to say what I just put out there. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed. I didn't want to give a spoiler to my review of the movie, but yes, I enjoyed the movie. I'm going to get into it. As a matter of fact, let's start discussing the synopsis right now, my man. Um, I mean, you got Jeff Goldblum. He's playing the major character as David Levinson. So right now, the movie, it doesn't cut any corner. It starts right out the gate. You're looking at major locations around the world where alien ships are flying and hovering over above this. Look like are they alien invaders? We don't know. Are they friendly people that are just coming? Anyway, they're invading our space on Earth. Uh, and so David Levinson, an MIT trained technician, is able to decode a hidden countdown that the aliens have within our system, our satellite system, and he finds out that there is a countdown to destroy Earth. So that being said, David gets this info and he passes it on to the aide. What's going on? Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Liz. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. And yeah,
Wow. Wow. Will
yes,
Smith
we
is
hadn't got there
trash.
yet.
Oh.
We hadn't got there yet. But yeah, so we're talking about David. David gets this information to his ex-wife, the aide of the president, which was President Whitmore, and tries to let him know what's going on. So he finds out. David Whitmore finds out what's going on. He definitely calls on a what do you call it? I can't even think. An evacuation of everybody, but it's a little bit too late. So once the countdown finally happens, the attack happens, and major weapons from these ships destroy and decimate cities, major cities. Yes, it is definitely a great family movie, my man. I don't know how old you were, Windsor, when you were a kid. I'm pretty sure you were a kid when you saw that. Like I said, I was 21. I think I'm a little bit older than you. So yeah, I can only imagine as a kid seeing that. It must have been awesome, especially going with your family to go see that. But yes, all these major cities are decimated. Remnants, including the people in the Air Force One, the president and his crew, and David and his family, including his father, they narrowly escape and get away. But anyway, the USAF, the Air Force, tries to retaliate. However, force fields, these alien forces have force fields that protected them and provided an advantage to take out all of the F-18s. The F-18s, including that were led by Steve Hiller, as you mentioned earlier, Brian. They were led by, oh my goodness. They were led by Steve Hiller. All the F-18s, all of them were demolished except his. And
Mm-hmm.
he, of course, survived, and he led one of the enemy fighters to follow him into a canyon, into a Grand Canyon, and he tricked it into crashing into the wall of the Grand Canyon, and he was able to see what the alien looked like. He knocked it out, of course, once they opened up the ship, and dragged it all the way to Air Force One. Meanwhile, uh, Air Force bases were being attacked by the alien forces. The president and their crew were able to find out there was Area 51. They made it to Area 51, and so did a bunch of survivors of people traveled to Air Force One, as well as Will Smith's character Steve Hiller with the alien. And so then when they got there, you mentioned the character Data, the guy.
Brent Spinner.
Was it Spinner? Yeah, Spine, or is it Spinner or Spiner?
Spiner,
I don't know.
Spinner. Tomato,
Spiner,
tomato.
yeah, I don't know. Either way, he played Data on the Next Generation of Star Trek.
Mhm.
His name was Dr. Brackish Okun. So he was the main scientist. He was Cooney, Looney.
Mhm.
Anyway, a brilliant guy, shaggy hair, disheveled clothes. His main focus was everything that his life was in Area 51. So they already turns out they already had aliens there that came in the early 50s and died, and so they were glad to have that one there, and they had a ship there, and so come to find out they're trying to like do an autopsy of the seemingly dead alien, and he turns out to be alive. He kills everybody in there except Dr. Okun, and the president and all the crew, all his men, finds out through telepathy, through the alien speaking through Okun, Dr. Okun, that they're trying to take over the planet, harvest everything that they have on that planet, and kill everyone there. Because president at least said, can we at least find a way to share or share the space? He said no, he wants you all to die. And of course, his telepathy started reading into the president's mind, letting him know what's going on. And of course, the glass wasn't bulletproof, so they killed the alien. And the president acknowledged what was going on, what they were, what they did to planets, and what they were trying to do to Earth. That said, David thinks of a way to destroy the force field. So, with that being said, he delivers he said by destroying the force field, he would have to use a virus into their system and create a virus the only way to get the virus into their system, it would have to go to the mothership, and they would have to use the alien spaceship that they had on hand. And so they did that. The volunteer was Captain Steve Hiller and David. They both went, and they got there, attached themselves. They realized that the mothership drew all the aliens. It's like it had its own gravitational pull. It drew the alien ship into the mothership. They attached, closed the windows, and so while the windows were closed, he was able to insert the virus into their system. And then, but they realized they couldn't detach. And the virus worked because eventually.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, right. It was such. Yeah, we're gonna get there. Man. Every character there was likable. There was a lot of great tongue-in-cheek lines, and even the side characters. I mean, one of the guys that was talking about the character. Dennis Quaid's character. I mean, not Dennis Quaid. Randy Quaid's character. Yeah, Russell Cassie, I believe that's his name. Anyway, he was drunk, and the guys that said he was when they said he was sexually abused by the aliens up there. Sorry if anybody was sexually abused. We're not trying to make fun of that, but obviously they were making fun of him because they said that's they're making fun of the aliens, right? Probing them, yes, exactly. We don't want to make fun of anybody that's had any problems in that regard. This is a part of we're making fun of the movie. All right. That being said, once they couldn't get away, they figured they're going to die, but the humans, Earth's inhabitants, the final resistance, finally had the upper hand because the virus worked. They were starting to shoot all the fighters, and then they actually gained traction, but they were running out of ammunition. One of the main ships was getting ready to fire off its main weapon, and the guy that had one weapon was Russell Cassie, the drunk who had been tortured by the aliens. So, oh my God. Please don't. If anybody's out there offended, don't. We have nothing to do with that comment there. We have nothing to do with that comment. That being said, the same guy he's talking about finally gets his revenge and destroyed by going on a suicide mission because his missile wouldn't fire, and he destroyed the ship that way. And they pass out the information going, to all the other teammates or firefighters that are around the world how you can take the main ships out. That being said, Captain Hiller and David Levinson finally got away. They got out of that ship after the bomb exploded, the nuclear bomb exploded in the mothership and destroying the mothership. They were able to crash land back to Earth, and they were celebrating with fireworks coming out of the sky. The end. Okay, that being said, my first question of this movie, how's the direction, how's the editing, how's the special effects? This movie is 30 years old, my man. 30 years old. Like I said, I saw it a long time ago, and it still holds up. This movie still holds up. From the beginning to the end, the direction is great. They don't have you waiting. You understand what's about to happen in the beginning, how it's getting to the middle end, and then to the end, you have a climax, and you understand the movie fully. There's no hidden agendas. You understand everything fully. I think the acting, also the editing was great. The special effects for that time, it won an Academy Award. And you look at it to this day, it's not going to be CGI of 2026, of course, but it still holds up. It's really good. You don't see any fuzziness around all the special effects with the weapons, with the fighter pilots, their jets, with the alien ships, with the motherships, everything. It's impressive. It's really impressive for what it was in 1996. I loved it. What do you think, B?
Yeah, I believe that everything worked pretty well in that movie, and even to this day, it's really hard to tell. I mean, some of the CGI was in its infancy at that point, and you can see a lot. You can see some scenes where, like, yeah, that looks a little bit, but it was 1996 again, as you stated. CGI wasn't in full force, and they did a magnificent job of the direction. I think what was really good about the movie, the plot was great. The storyline was great, but the characters that got put into those situations, everything fit together so well, and everybody worked together so well in that movie that's why that movie was a success the way it was, because everybody had their part and they played their part extremely well. From Russell to the First Lady, you got to remember, when they bombed the cities, the First Lady was just leaving L.A. and she got caught up in the scrum. The helicopter that carries the president and all the president's cabinets. She got caught up in that and crashed. And so, and I guess everything fit really well, from the funny parts to the sad parts to the exciting action scene parts. The comedy within the action. Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum in the cockpit of the plane, and it lets go of the ship. When there's a skirmish that goes on right there, and they're shooting at, having a shootout right there in the alien ship.
The fat lady has not sung yet.
Right, you and your fat lady. You're obsessed with the fat lady.
Let's just get out of here. Right. It's still funny, right? It's still funny.
Go out that way. That's what he said. I love Jeff Goldblum's humor because it's humor because
it's dry,
flat and dry. Yeah, it's
he's definitely dry.
It works for him. It works for him because the expressions go along with it. So
Yeah, he's got like these big eyes, and he opens them up, and he's like, he said, "Yes, you have a few seconds here, and then yes, you do your thing. Yes, do your thing." But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I think even the smaller parts, because you had some big name actors that played small roles, but they knew they knew the mission. It's like they put their heart and soul into every part of it. Like Robert Loggia played General Gray. I mean, he didn't have many lines, but I love the fact that he had command, and he whatever line he put out, he gave you General-esque, aura. He gave the aura. Because I like Robert Loggia. I love him in Scarface. I love him in even the comedy movies like Armed and Dangerous. If anybody out there likes John Candy, crazy stuff where he played the gangster CEO of the union or whatever. It's pretty so funny stuff. But Robert Loggia, Mary McConnell, you mentioned her. She played the first lady. She only had a few small parts, but she played them well. She was injured, and she played a great character. Her interaction with Vivica Fox was great, and the ending when she was President Whitmore on her deathbed. You know, she played a great role in that. I mean, there's small parts, but they were all great. I love this movie, man. I loved it. I'm gonna ask. Let me see. I think we kind of intermingled all the questions here. Because I think overall that was one of my questions. How was the cast? We went into that. We already went into that. I think overall the movie, like I said, still holds up. Uh, I think this could still be a summer blockbuster if it just came out this year. If we didn't know anything about Independence Day, I think it'd be still great. It will hold up against all these other movies that come out, like He-Man. I haven't seen He-Man yet. Hopefully, I get to see that. We can review that for all of us Gen Xers and millennials who grew up watching He-Man. Uh, I'm gonna give this 4 buckets of popcorn. I thought it was good. I think it didn't quite give me 5.
Before
Huh?
you go into your buckets of popcorn,
Oh,
we do have a
we
video
got
for
it.
it.
Forgive me,
Yeah,
folks. See how it's been a long time. I'm a little fuzzy and hazy. It's been a while since I've been on the show. So yeah, I forgot we got a video. B, go ahead and give us a video.
All right, let me set you up for the video here. This is the big part of the movie when the sides is starting to turn, the tide is starting to turn toward the world getting rid of these aliens. And President Whitmore gets up on the stand and makes one of the most impressive speeches that at the time in 96 would want to make you get up and just pick up some guns and go fight these guys just for this scene. So here you go. This is the speech from President Whitmore.
Mankind, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interest. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
There you go. Very strong stuff there. Very strong stuff. That kind of emotions happens throughout the movie. The other scene that is really heartfelt is when President Whitmore's wife is dying, and the daughter comes in, and when she goes out, she passes away, and President Whitmore comes out and sits by her, and she asked if mommy was going to sleep, or she was sleeping, and she knew what that meant, but she was just using it in the child form, and that was real. That was real, kind of like, oh man, that's up. You know what I'm saying?
It is kind of hard, right?
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, it had this movie just had everything in it. It was just great all around. But you said you're gonna give it 5 buckets of popcorn, huh?
What did he say at first? The first thing around, what was his first statement? I missed it before.
This one, he said Sam Castle played one of the aliens. I heard that too. He didn't need a movie from the effects.
You talking about Sam Cassell, the basketball player?
Yeah, Sam Cassell.
Oh, wow.
He said, I would fight for Bull Pillman. I know, right? After that speech, shoot. So you gave it 5 buckets of popcorn. There you go.
No, not me. No, I didn't say 5. I said 4.
4? Oh, okay. Well, I'm giving it 5, but you can give it 4.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 4 because to me, it's got to be elite. it was I think it was a great movie. I think it wasn't like it was good act. It was great, very good acting. It was great chemistry and everything. I thought it was a great story, but it was just something a little bit maybe missing to give me just quite 5. If I could give it 4.5, I would give it 4.5. But I'm going to give it 4 buckets. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm giving it 5 because I think the storyline blended really well. I think all the actors played in it really well, and each of their roles, no matter how big or how small it was. And you got to think about it like this too. I think the movie was more believable because they made the way the aliens, you can mess the aliens up more believable. The aliens were created, the aliens were made like us. They were frail. They had to have suits on. All the things they were only was more intelligent than us, and they could put together stuff. But the fact that you could put a virus into their system to make it crash, and then once their defenses are down, take out the mothership. I mean, that was brilliant planning. I know aliens, they may exist, they may not exist. I don't know. Only God will reveal that to us one day. But the point of the matter is that if there was aliens, this would be a believable race of aliens to me. And this will be a believable movie because, yeah, they came down and just destroyed half the planet. So, I mean.
And that's what you're saying there probably could lead into the aliens' arrogance, meaning they allowed them to slip into their atmosphere and put a virus in. So yeah, I mean the arrogance of the aliens probably allowed that to happen because they were by far more superior than us in regards to us being like Dr. Okun said that we were. He acknowledged that they were more superior than we were with our technology.
Yeah, I think the other parts of the movie too. There's a lot of human elements in this movie as well, like the lady that was the friend of Vivica A. Fox, and she was a stripper, and she went up to the top of the building. You're gonna have crazy ass people like that. Just oh my God, the aliens are coming to rescue us. I said, yeah, that's the reason why there's a big portal opening above you, and a green light's gonna come down and knock all you out. But that's how ridiculous humans are, even to today's standards. They're still ridiculous. So you have those people that are just way out.
And that's probably one of the reasons why I took the bucket of popcorn. No, I'm just kidding. No, no, she was goofy, and she even lied to Vivica Fox's character Jasmine, and told her not to go out there. And she said she wasn't going to go. She went anyway, but she got what she asked for. So yeah,
there you go.
All right, on to the second movie, the sequel, 20 years later, Independence Day: Resurgence. So, B, just give us some superlatives about that.
All right, superlatives on the Independence Day Resurgence. This came out in 2016, 20 years after the first one. This was also done by Roland Emmerich. Screenplay was done with Roland Emmerich in mind, but they had a whole bunch of people doing it. James A. Wood, Nicholas Wright, Dean Devlin, James Vanderbilt were also in the screenplay. The story was with those same characters that had the screenplay been written by. It was starring Liam Hemsworth, and he was Jack Morrison, a pilot of the Earth Space Defense. Patricia Whitmore's fiance, Jeff Goldblum, reestablished his role as David Levinson. Bill Pullman also reestablished his role as President Thomas J. Whitmore, although he's not the president. He is in a retirement home because people think he's loony. Makia Monroe is Patricia Whitmore. Remember the daughter? That's the girl that plays the daughter of Whitmore, and she is also a military woman. She's a combat pilot like her dad. Jesse T. Usher as Dylan Hiller, which is the son of Vivica A. Fox, but was adopted by, of course, Will Smith's character. And Will Smith, by the way, in this movie, before this movie, I guess they couldn't come to a contract agreement, or he didn't like the script, or whatever the case may be, but they wrote him off in here. He got killed doing a training mission. I think it was a training mission he got killed in. So his son steps in and he's also a fighter pilot. Travis Trope, Charlie Miller, Lieutenant, airspace defense, friend of Jake, who also lost his family when the launchers first attacked. And by the way, Vivica A. Fox also is in this movie, but she passes away due to the fact that aliens take out the building under her, and her son cannot hold on to her long enough to save her, and she, dies in the burning rubble from like 600 feet up high. But anyway, other people in here, Judd Hirsch also renews his role as Julius Levinson, of course. Jeff Goldblum's David Levinson's father. Brent Spinner, of course, he comes back and reprises his role as Dr. Brackish Okun. And Celia Ward is the president at this time of the Earth in 2016. Like I said, Vicky Fox shows that Robert Loggia is retired. He is in this movie too, but he doesn't have any lines in this movie. He's just there as a retired commander of the Space Command when they have like a little get together or stuff like that. And James A. Woods is in it, Lieutenant James Ritter. So you got this just about the same amount of people coming in back in there, just not everybody. Will Smith is the big one that's missing. Music is by Thomas Wander, Harold Closer. Production companies 20th Century Fox again with Centropolis Entertainment and Electric Entertainment. Distributed by 20th Century Fox. Release date was June 24th, 2016, which is going to go into what we're going to be talking about in a few minutes here. Running time 120 minutes. Budget was 165 million. Now, we said the
more than twice the first budget.
Yes, exactly. And guess what the box office was, though? 389.6 million. That's
nearly a third of or about half. I mean, we can say closer to about a half the amount.
That's garbage. That's just garbage.
It stunk. It stunk like sewage. Smell like Will Smith said in the first movie. And what's that smell?
It's this movie.
It's this movie. That's why he didn't do it. Because
I wish he could have punched this movie in the face, just like he did that Alien.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're giving you a kind of a clue of where the direction of this movie is going, what we think about this movie. Let's just get started with the synopsis and try to get this over. Look, 20 years later, I'll keep it the short version. Earth takes the technology of the aliens, the remnants of what they had, and expounded upon their own technology and improved it. And I was very impressed with that. I mean, obviously they were able to fly, go far further than they've ever gone. They got because they knew that the aliens would not be the last. They finally know there's something's out there, and not only that, they survived an attack. So at some point they figured they might come back. So they got stations on the moon, Area 51, the satellite of Saturn, Rhea, and Mars. So they are trying to be all over the place to just watch out for these people coming. David is now the director. He's director David Levinson, and he travels to Africa to visit where a already landed alien ship is there, and it finds out that it was previously drilling into the Earth. So you wait 20 years to find this and find out what it was doing. Nobody knows this within 20 years. I'm still trying I'm trying to get through the synopsis here, but that was just, to me, that was one mistake. That was just stupid. Okay, so that wasn't good. That wasn't written well. All right, because it takes 20 years to discover that. All right. That being said, they find out what their intentions were initially. They were trying to get to the Earth's core. That's where they obviously would get take all their energy and harvest the energy from. Certain people, including the President Whitmore, the guy that was with David over there in Africa. His name was I can't even say the guy's name, Ubuntu or something like that. Anyway, he's the African. Ubuntu, yes. Ubuntu. Is it? Okay, thank you. Ubuntu. He has, and along with Dr. Brackish, who comes out of his coma, they all have the telepathy from the collective alien telepathy that gets in their mind and lets them know what's going on. So it's how they all communicate. The aliens communicate with each other through telepathy. That being said, through a wormhole, more aliens come. Not only just more aliens, we're talking about the mother of motherships, about 3,000 miles square footage of the ship that comes in, destroys all their defenses, the Earth's defenses, and lands on top of, they said, what part of the Atlantic Ocean? They said all of it. That's how big it is. It's covering the whole Atlantic Ocean. And so that being said, back at Area 51, an alien. Let me see. Hold on. Forgive me. Yeah. Back at Area 51, one of the aliens is being interrogated to find out how the aliens are what's going on, what's bringing them back. They find out that they're hive-minded and that it has colossal queens, very large queens, which one of them was on the original mothership, and one of them travels in that big ship that comes down. David realized that they killed the queen before, so they could try to do it again. The followers went dormant and returned to where they came from. Captain Dylan Hiller, the son of Stephen and Jasmine Hiller, now both deceased, as you mentioned, leads an attack to the mothership, but they're ambushed, and then they end up going inside the mothership, and their ships, like I said, are ambushed, and they destroy them, and they get stranded inside the ship. Back at Area 51, they discover a similar sphere, that contains a whole bunch of knowledge, and it's what the sphere is, ladies and gentlemen. It's virtual people that technology, a group of aliens from way back when that eventually, with their technology, became virtual, and they were inside. All their knowledge and technology was inside that sphere, and they were being chased and chased by the harvester aliens, trying to obtain that technology. So, because what's going on, this particular, I guess, alien sphere, this particular sphere has the knowledge and know-it-all. They're hiding. What they're doing is they're hiding a planet, a refuge planet that takes anybody that's stranded, refugees. They were coming there to take the ones from Earth, but unfortunately, us as stupid people destroyed the the ship that was supposed to take us back. They destroyed the ship, and then before they found out if they were, because of the PSTD from the previous time, so they went on and destroyed it from the previous time. Anyway, that being said, the survivors that are man, I'm losing it here. The survivors that are in the mothership hijack 2 spaceships and get out of there to escape the mothership. The queen is aware of the sphere, and she tries once she to use her telepathy to find out where it's at. She tries to retrieve it, but not knowing she's been set up. President Whitmore elects to go and use himself on a suicide mission. Takes a fighter jet with a nuclear weapon to set her up on that mothership, and uses a force field to destroy himself and that mothership. But turns out she is very formidable, and she has herself covered by her own force field. And I didn't realize she was that big, B. She was huge. Huge. She eventually comes out of that, and she goes on the attack. But the remaining the forces of the Earth finally destroy her, and of course the sphere turns out wants them to go on to attack the remaining forces head on intergalactically. They want them to learn their technology so they can get all the Earth's forces and go up there and attack them and destroy that harvest alien group. And that's it, the end. And you can go ahead and play the video. I don't even know what you're going to play, but I don't think none of it's good.
Well, dang. Thank you for setting mine up. Anyway, But to the point of remember the speech in the first one, right? So this is how different that the speech is from the first one to the next one, and how much effort they put into doing this rah-rah speech. Now, keep in mind, this is after most of the majority of the star people are gone in this whole thing. So here you go. Whitmore with his speech, basically in conversation with Jeff Goldblum's character, and you'll see.
It's been a while.
I had 20 years to get us ready. And we never had a chance.
We didn't last time either. We always knew they were coming back. But look how far we've come. In the last 20 years, this planet has been unified in a way that's unprecedented in human history. That's sacred. That's worth fighting for. We convinced an entire generation that this is a battle that we could win, and they believed us. We can't let them down. It wasn't luck last time. It was our resolve. We all have to fight till our last breath. And that is going to lead us to victory.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling that whole speech.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, you know what? I'll be
wanna
right back. I'm
salute,
going to
but
get some coffee.
As soon as I get ready to salute, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, Liz, I don't know what's going on with you, honey, because this is a better movie. Oh, no,
goodness.
no. Come on, girl. Come on.
Yeah, I have to agree to disagree, Liz. I'll just give you. You can have it. You can keep it. The IMDb on that movie was 5.2, and the original one was 7, and Rotten Tomatoes was 70 on the original one and 29% on. So a lot of people would have to disagree with you, Liz. You're gonna have to say, yeah, it's not too good. Look, to me the acting was subpar. Like you just saw that scene right there. Bill Pullman, he ignited the original movie with that speech, like you said. He had me ready to go out and look for some aliens. I'm like, what are they? What are they? Let me stick my foot up some alien, you know what? But the direction was weird. It just seemed to be all over the place. Like I said, that didn't even make sense to me that you finally see a ship as large as it is. No one's trying to figure out what's going on with that ship 20 years ago. You're going to figure out that 20 years later that
well, 20
is
years
digging
ago,
into.
It was off. 20 years ago when they were attacking, that one came down. And because of all of the hoopla that was going on around the world, they didn't notice it touch down and start sucking the life out of the earth. But what happens was when they destroyed the mothership, that thing totally shut down. And it was shut down until the new one came, the new big Mama Jama ship came and reignited the circuitry in it. So that's what they were talking about when they were talking about that ship. Not that they discovered it. It was the fact that it got turned on immediately because of the telepathic things that were going on. If you remember, when they were going through all that, that's when that stuff started going on. The ship. They looked over the crater and they saw the ship. All the lights were on. It's like, who the hell turned on all the lights? That was because the aliens were coming. So yeah, it's part of but see, that's part of the movie. That's, just go ahead.
I mean, the ship is still there. They didn't go to technology and everything. I don't get I mean, I guess it's huge. So I mean, I guess they probably just leave it there or whatever. It's just like a big junkyard. But yeah, Yenza, this whole movie. Let me say this. To me, as a sequel, I mean, we talk about Terminator, T2. That's how you're supposed to go to a sequel. Like, man, that movie was great. The first movie. Oh my God, the second movie was even better. If not, it's supposed to take what you got from the first one and soar. This movie just like fell off the cliff. To me, it's like going to McDonald's. Back in the day, man, when they made the what's that sandwich? The McRib. Remember the McRib? to me, that was a good sandwich when I was a kid, man. I mean, and then eventually they brought it back. They brought it back years later, and I'm like, I get to the drive-through, and you go like, you got this flat sandwich with these big, thick cut onions and pickles, and this weird cafeteria lunch meat that's sitting that's fake the riblet meat that's sitting on a sandwich drenched in sauce, and then you take a bite of it. It's like, oh my god, this is terrible. This is not good, man. It's to me, it just kind of seems like that with this movie. They're total polar opposites. The star power, like she's the guy Hemsworth, he was average. He was totally average in his movie, man. It was straight hot garbage. And I the star power of Jeff Goldblum, it couldn't save it. And he had small parts in the movie. He wasn't as powerful as he was in this movie. It seemed like they took a lot away from him, and he became a director, but it was just goofy. I mean, he's with his dad driving the bus at the end. It was just a lot of goofy stuff, and it just his character was just not like it wasn't the same. And the main character, I think the biggest thing of the movie, the reason why it wasn't successful is the omission of Will Smith's character, and I think that was the big thing. When I found out he wasn't going to be in the movie, I knew immediately this wasn't going to be a good movie. I knew when I said either he turned it down or there's no way, because like I said, the director mentioned that he said he knew it wouldn't be great because they weren't going to have Will Smith. I don't know what Will Smith's reason for not being in the movie, but he was missed for sure. It just wasn't good. What do you think, man?
You know, the thing I liked one of the few things I liked about this movie, the storyline was good. It had a good, solid storyline. I think that, it shows you 20 years in the future. And instead of them making up some kind of stupid thing to go along with that time, they basically progressed on what was happening at the end of the last movie. So they reunited the planet. So everybody is kumbaya. And then they took the technology that they got from the wrecked saucers that landed and were, destroyed. And they took the technology and they made their forces stronger because of it. And the plot and storyline is really good. And and even though they didn't expect another, well, you got to be stupid if you don't expect these aliens to come back because they got defeated. And any kind of creature, I would feel God made is going to want some sentiment of revenge. And they want to come back and take the planet because they weren't able to do it the first time. They say, hey, wait a minute, we want this planet for resources. We're going to take this planet for resources. Forget all that. But the planet was prepared for it. I just think that what happened with this is that, yes, Will Smith wasn't in it, but all the actors didn't act really well in their roles. I thought the daughter that played the daughter of the president in the first one, she was grown and 20 years older. She could have played that. She's still an actress. She's still an actress today. She could have played that role and been really good at it because she understood the whole premise of the movie because she was young when she did it. She was like 6, I think she was, when she did that movie. So she could take that. They just didn't use a lot of the things that they had as resources and actors and actresses to create the same thing they had in the first one. And I think that's the biggest part of this movie and the reason why it did not work, because the actors were garbage. I mean, they weren't garbage, but they weren't.
The chemistry was bad. The chemistry was
way bad. Terrible.
It just wasn't good. Yeah. That's what I said, Yenzer. That's what I said to him off screen. I said, you will probably look at that like, oh, no, sir. There's no way. I mean, he was like, yeah, we won and done. We can't get lightning in a bottle twice, or lightning won't strike in the same place twice with this script. So.
No, I don't know about that. You just don't look. See, Liz, you got to stop looking at movies for the person that plays the character. It's the strength of the character that plays that is played by that actor. I think Will Smith did a very good job on that, being a brash pilot in an Air Force. Well, it was Air Force, and he was, he did his job, and he was trying. He was one of the best pilots. So I mean, without him, that movie didn't make. You couldn't make that movie without him Totally.
This is quote. Roland Emmerich said that the reason why they chose Will Smith for the first one is because of his role in 6 Degrees of Separation. So they picked him because of his talent and his star power. And so, but this movie made him. Movie made him a star, a blockbuster star. We can agree to disagree, ma'am. It's what it is. But yeah, but this movie here, it's what did they say in Star Wars when the guy Phantom Menace when he crashed poodoo? Yeah, it's poodoo doo doo doo. It was just it was just straight dookie, boy. This is bad. Yeah, I give this 2 buckets of popcorn. I'm going to leave it at that. And that's being generous.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the dancing 2 buckets of popcorn up there because like I said, I love the storyline and the plot. Yeah, I mean, I look at least 5 things in a movie what will contain that, and to give it the rating I give it. And if it's not, I only found 2 things out of the 5 that I liked, so I was like, yeah. And it's like everybody came. The people who came back, I think the best person that came back was the father of David Livingston. He was true to form. The whole from the first movie to the second movie, he was true to form. I don't even think Jeff Goldblum really embraced his character like he did in the first one.
He seemed like he was just there. He seemed like he was just there.
And the same thing with Pullman. I don't think he embraced his, being a president. And it's always funny in these movies too. The president, usually gets offed. But Pullman was lucky in his first one. He went out there and he got into a fighter pilot. He said, "I'm going out there and fighting with them." And, Goya was like, "Sir, you sure you should be doing this?" He's like, "Well, what are you going to do? Stop me?" I mean, we're about to die. I don't know about you, but I'm going out here and fight. So,
yes,
I mean,
that's how you follow somebody like that. But this guy here, you're like, what?
This guy's a dude playing another dude.
Is that Tropic Thunder? Yeah. He got it from Tropic Thunder. Yeah. But yeah, that being said, speaking of Jeff Goldblum, that's who our bios of. We want to talk about him. Jeff Goldblum is probably one of my favorite actors. I think he's funny. I think he's naturally funny, like you said, a lot of dry humor. He played great roles. Born October 22nd, 1952. A man has got to be he's 74, I think. Is that what it is? He's going to be 74 this year. From West Homestead, Pennsylvania. His first, believe it or not, his first role was not a starring role, but his first role was in Death Wish. He was in Death Wish in Charles Bronson, his movie. He was one of the home invading thugs. But he went on to do some other movies, which I think some of the movies are funny. He was in Earth Girls Are Easy. That was a very funny movie to me. If we look it up, I think that
Jim Carrey.
Yes, Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans and Gina Davis, his soon-to-be wife at the time. Also, he was in The Tall Guy in 1989, Vibes 1988. He also had major roles in The Fly. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I don't want to speak about it because we might end up reviewing that movie one day. But yeah, it's a good movie. Deep Cover, 1992. Yes, him and Lawrence Fishburne. Yes. Jurassic Park, same year. Our first introduction to Jurassic Park. Yeah. The Lost World, 1997. He also has some supporting roles as well. He was in, of course, our first movie was Invasion of the Body Snatchers. He was in that. In 1978, The Big Chill. I thought it was an underrated movie. A bunch of former college colleagues one of their friends died. They end up going visiting each other. That was actually a pretty good movie. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. Underrated movie with Peter Weller. He's in that movie in 1984. Independence Day, of course, 1996. Igby Goes Down in 2002. And of course, he was in this 20-year reunion, not a blockbuster, lackluster, more so. The Grand Budapest Hotel in 2014. I haven't seen it. I heard that was a really good movie, but I want to check it out.
It was. Yeah, you got to see that movie. That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, he was great in Thor Ragnarok too. I actually like that list. We can agree on something. Asteroid City 2023. He's also been successful off the big blockbuster movies and in commercials. He was in 1990s the voice of Apple for iMac and iBook, Toyota commercials. He was also in Procter and Gamble for creams, and he also has a jazz band where he blends his voice and he plays the piano. And Jeff Goldblum has been married 3 times. Once to Gina Davis. I forgot the other lady's name, but Emily Livingston is his current wife. He married her in 2014.
She's a
he has 2
Canadian
children.
Olympic rhythmic gymnast.
Yes.
Canadian Olympic rhythmic gymnastic. Say that's 3 times fast.
Is she a lot younger than him?
I think so. And Patricia Gold was his first one. Where he appeared with her in Silverado in '85.
Okay, and he has 2 children. So that being said, that's Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, you trying to start stuff with Robbie?
Oh my goodness. Let's keep it for the football show. Keep it for the football show. He's a popcorn player.
Yeah. Jeff doesn't surprise me that Jeff Goldblum is part of a jazz group because
he's eccentric, right? Guy. He's a very eccentric guy. Yeah. That being said, we're going to talk about our next movies that we're going to do for next time. We are going to do F1, the movie. That is on Days of Thunder. Days of Thunder is on Pluto and YouTube for those of you out there who are interested in watching. And F1 is on Apple TV. If you don't have it for free, we apologize. And again, for those of you out there, we give spoilers.
And the battle goes on.
This is the month of car racing, NASCAR. So that's why we're going with with the F1 and Formula One, and we're going with NASCAR. So hopefully you all out there, we're going to watch movies. Yes.
Yeah. It was kind of both of our ideas. Yeah.
It was both of our ideas.
Yeah.
We got to keep it. We got to keep it broad. We got to have a broad spectrum, man. Very diverse. Yes. Yeah. So yes, we're gonna do the 2 racing movies next week, and we hope that you enjoy our show. If you don't, please let us know. We got a email there. It is bwflix 26. Is it bwflix26 at gmail.com?
Right there at the bottom.
And let us know. And if you want some movies for us to watch and review, please let us know. Leave it in the comments too. But we will. Yes.
Make our email box, get a little wet because it's dry as hell right now.
But if you like the show, let us know. Please like us on and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook. We're on there too as well. And let us know that you like it. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you're in there, man. Just let your friends know about our show.
Thank y'all. Yep.
Thank y'all very much. We appreciate y'all. God bless you. We love you.
Trying to get Danny back on here.
Yes, get us some other people on here on this show. So we'll be back next Tuesday, 8:00, same time, same bad channel. Y'all have a great night.
Yes, sir. Forget about it. All right. Yes. All right. Peace.